Hey, welcome back again. So today I'm going to use this. It's carrots in a can. And most people, now you could throw a little in your stew, or you could just make some kind of sweet carrots or whatever, but that's not what I'm going to do today. Basically, I'm going to show you how to make a carrot bread. And I'm using my banana bread recipe, except for I've already tried it without, but today I'm going to use a little bit of cinnamon and a little nutmeg. Okay, so basically you're going to completely drain your carrots. You're going to drop it into your half a cup of butter, which is 1 stick of butter, which I already melted down. And then we're going to crush it like we do with potatoes. And then once we've got it all crushed through, because you got to remember carrots are a little bit harder than bananas, so a fork's not going to do it. Plus, you know, they're a little round disc or whatever. So and let me just tell you, the last time I made it, because I made it before I figured I would teach how to do it, and the last time I did it, I took it up to the church. I got more compliments from people, and they said, well, is that banana bread? Is it zucchini bread? You know, what is it? Okay, then I'm going to put a cup of sugar. Let me see which one is my, looks like flour. Put a cup of sugar in there. And you don't have to use a complete cup. Matter of fact, I do a little below a cup. And then I'll start stirring there. Stir in the sugar, and then we're going to start adding the spices and stuff from there. Have you ever heard the song that went, "Just call me lonesome, heartbroken then some"? Well, it was sang by Radney Foster. So I'm going to tell you my Radney Foster story today. About a teaspoon of salt. Let me see, I had my little, here they are. Probably about a half a teaspoon of this is cinnamon. Half a teaspoon of cinnamon and half a teaspoon of nutmeg. Like I said, I have not tried it with, you know, last time I did it just like banana bread and didn't put any spices in it. So this time we're going to try it with the spices and see how well it comes out. And then this is the nutmeg. And then some little vanilla. I don't know how much I put there. Then we're going to do about a teaspoon of baking soda. All right, we're going to stir all that in. Then I'm going to break in 1 egg. And then we're going to go to the flour next. What did I do with the egg? Oh, can't really see it because it's not white. It's a brown egg. All right, so 1 egg. Get that all stirred in there, and then I do a cup and a half of flour. Now I have the oven preheating to 350. And there it is. Oven's preheated. And let me just get a little spatula here. Because it's a little easier to fold the flour in. One thing about flour is you don't want to over mix flour, because then it comes out a little bit chewy and bouncy. I learned that as a kid. I used to cook all this stuff, and some of those cakes and stuff I made were major. You could bounce them off the wall. Okay, so back to Radney Foster. So he grew up in Del Rio, and he graduated, I think, with my older brother. I ran around with his sister, Lois. But, so let me tell you one of my Randy Foster stories. So he was doing a concert close by where I lived. Well, my mother calls me, and apparently his mother wanted him to call home, and you know, she said, well, would you now I always take a little bit of wax paper, cut it out to put it in the bottom of my bread pan, and then what you do is when you flip it over and take it out, you just peel it off. But I pre-sprayed it with a little, I think this is avocado oil, but you can use the butter, you can whatever flavor, and then lay the wax paper down and spray a little more on there, and that way when it'll come out real easy. All you got to do is cut around the sides, and then this is basically ready. So anyway, after my mom, you know, calls and says, you know, all this stuff, well, I end up getting where I, you know, could talk to him. And so I told him, I told him who my mom was and all that stuff, because I don't even know if the guy even remembered who I was, because I was, you know, a couple grades below him. But he says, wow, you know, I haven't heard those names in quite a while. And I said, yeah, well, that's actually why I'm here. If you'd bother to call your mother and let her know what's going on, I think she'd really appreciate it. So, anyway. All right, now it's going in the oven for 1 hour and 5 minutes. And then I'll let you see what it looks like after that. Hey, so our bread is done. Let me pull it out here. And now my wife said that I put a little too much cinnamon or too much nutmeg. We'll find out when we slice it up. But we're gonna let it cool right now, and then we'll check it out afterwards, and I'll kind of let you know. Okay, so I'm finishing 2 shows right now. First of all, the first show we did was the carrot bread. Okay, so I'm going to basically run a knife around the bread, and like I said, I mean, this is something you can take to any party. Okay, then you just peel off the bottom here, which is the wax paper, and then we'll slice it up here, and I'll get my taster to come over and try it. You want to come try it? There you go. And this, you can tell me if I put too many spices or whatever.
No, it's delicious.
Okay, then the second thing is we've finished cooking our split pea soup. And remember, this was from 2 cans of split peas, to a can of the carrots, to a can of the potatoes, and then the celery, onion, and stuff. All right, you want to come try this?
I was going to let you try it because I have
Okay, I'll taste it.
this taste in my mouth now.
A little bit hot, but fantastic. So, I wanted to thank you for watching our episode, and may you subscribe and watch the others.